Well, 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 well. Um, what an evening um, that was. Obviously, I'm recording this very, very late, so the budget will come out. It will come out on Monday, not Monday. It will come out on Wednesday morning. This will come out. Um, but what a win for the Mariners as we came away with a last minute 2-1 victory over promotion chasing Cambridge United. And it was end to end. It really, really was end to end. It was like I thought, two really, really good sides. Two really good sides looking at going toe to toe. And to be fair to Cambridge, they had the better of it in the first half. If we, I'm going to take some of the report from Grimsby's website for this. Obviously, the team that started was Jackson Smith, Harvey Rogers, Maldini Kasuri, From Mcjannett and Reece Staunton, Geza David Turey, Justin Amalazor, Kieran Green, Clark Adore, Jays Kabier and Andy Cook. Obviously unchanged from Saturday. And you're thinking, well, that's bold. I thought it was quite bold. I thought there might have been one or two changes, but credit to David Artell, deciding to stick with the same boys that he had to start with. But as the game started, you could feel the atmosphere building in the build up for the game. You could feel that. Obviously, both sides having something to play for, and I basically called this the key game to Grimsby's season, really. The first chance really went to Cambridge when Liam Bennett got to a Cook flick on ahead of Kabier before James Gibbons had to head a Staunton cross. So it was actually Town that had the first chance, and a good start by Town, good trying to work the ball, trying to work the patterns early, but then Cambridge had the next chance when Mcjannett had to deal with a cross from Knight. We'll talk about Knight more in the game as it went on. And Adam May's long throw for Mpanzu, but Mpanzu, I'll just pronounce it right, I said Mpanzu. But a great block to stop that from going in from Cam. One of Cambridge's best players was Sully Kai, and early on in the half, you're thinking, how in the world has he not scored? Sully Kai heading wide at the near post from a Mayer cross. But you're thinking, well, hello, this could be this could be a difficult night. But then I have to admit, the way Cook and Kabier linked in the game was fantastic, to the point where Town created their first real opening with a long kick from Jackson Smith, but it was flicked on by Kabier, and Cook was running through. I think he took it a little bit earlier than maybe he probably should have. He probably got a couple of more paces, a couple more touches. He didn't, and he shot shot wide. It wasn't too far, but it was like he'll probably feel like he should have done better with that. Apare then came on, won a corner. He won a corner for Cambridge, and the delivery was good, but it came off Maldini Kasori's head. It was a difficult night for Kasori tonight, actually, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But Cook then obviously proved his defensive qualities as well, because after the second corner came in, he cleared it away, and then obviously the Cambridge player ended up being offside. Kai again turned a May across from the left, just wide of the near post. And like I said, they were starting to swarm us really. And they were having a lot more of the ball that first half. We were being pinned back a fair bit, but there was a great chance for Greeny in the first half, which was denied by former teammate Jake Eastwood, which I thought, this is once Greeny was there. I'm thinking, then he was laid off by Cook, and then just couldn't get past Jake, and after Malazor won the ball on the right, sorry, it wasn't Cook, it was a Malazor. I apologise, Justin, but not quite enough, and then there was a bit of back and forth, but still Cambridge had most of the ball. They had most of the play, really. They did pin Town back a little bit. And Sully Kai, again, probably the best player on the pitch in the first half. Had the next opportunity. Good move, but it was, luckily, it shot well over the bar from 12 yards. He'll be a bit gutted with himself for that. Then, of course, one of the men of the moment, From Mcjannett, headed a long throw out from Mayer's long throw. Good defending by Cam in that situation, because, they were, again, very direct with that, especially in the first half. They really wanted to get the ball in the box as many times as they could from throw-ins. And to be fair, in general, we thwarted that quite well. Again, I thought Clarkador did really well again. Broke the play up lovely a lot of time. But just so calm and assured, Clarkador. You can see what Artel's been talking about in the last 3-4 weeks. I think this is the third or fourth straight start for Clark, and you can see why. Staunton put 2 crosses in from the left, Town were trying to put a little bit of pressure on, but still it carried on being more so Cambridge. We did have another attack forward. It was Staunton. A great ball in the box, and of course it was the goal, and you're thinking, now, one thing that Staunton is good at is the delivery, and this cross was an absolute peach from close to the angle, well, sort of not quite just over the halfway line, but just before the 18-yard box. And what an absolute beauty of a ball to be swung in, to be headed in for his 13th league goal of the season from Kieran Green. And you're thinking, unbelievable. I was hearing the crowd all the way through that game, and they went bananas. Everybody there went absolutely bananas. And it was nothing short of ballistic, and such a proud thing, and it was a great header by Ken. He was able to use the pace on it and got the direction to take it past Eastwood. It was fantastic. Kellen Watts saw a shot blocked not long after though. Cambridge came back into it, and then Cook headed a Mayer throw from the right, clear again. Andy showing his qualities as a defensive force as well as attacking. Down to get a break there with Malazor, but Bennett got the ball back to Jake Eastwood. Dominic Ball was next on to have a chance in the game. Off target from a long throw. And Staunton put another cross at the other end, but it was cleared before anything could come of it. And even though that was the case, you were thinking, Cambridge was still pushing. They were still really, really dangerous, and it was coming from Mayer, who was really being in trouble. Rogers got a throw in a way. It was Mayer's throw, but then Kai put a kick in from the left hand side, but he could only turn it onto the far post from close range. That I thought was actually a save from Jacko, but it was sort of like a melee, and somehow how we kept it out is beyond me. The way we defended for a majority of that first half was commendable, but obviously with that much pressure, Cambridge finally did break our resistance, and it was a good break really. It was on the 41st minute as Apare played the ball down the left for Mayer, and his cross was picked out by Knight to side volley past Smith. It was a simple tapping, but it was a great move by Cambridge. I was talking to my best friend during the game, and we were kind of both in some sort of agreement that, I think in the midfield, I think Cambridge were slightly the better team. But I then also said, well, it felt more like 50-50. You just expect, obviously, being the home side, they're going to. And that's kind of how they were able to get the equaliser. A good goal for them. Town, though, came straight back into it. Staunton putting again 2 crosses in from the left. Fast break, so Kai got into the box from the left, and he was tripped by Tory, who saw the first yellow card of the evening for the foul. Mayer's free kick was cleared by Staunton though. Knight was stopped after getting the ball inside the box from Bennett on the right just before the first half, moving in 3 minutes of added time. Then Staunton dealt with another right wing cross, and we were put up against it the last 10-15 minutes of the first half. After they scored, it was kind of like, just try and get to half time, and we did to get it to 1-1. The second half, it started with obviously no changes, but obviously Cambridge wanted to come out and try and stamp some authority on it. They did, but Staunton was able to block an early cross from Bennett, so gave a sort of corner away. Cabia fired over the bar from an hour angle, but it was intent. It was a decent move down that side, and Jays was able to get a shot away, and you're thinking good. That was all good. Obviously, from that corner, didn't come of it. Staunton's delivery was good, but again, Kai got the ball away. And it went to a throw-in. And to be honest with you, the next attack, it came from a throw, which Artel was keen to get the game going again. He obviously gave the ball to the Cambridge player, and they worked the ball well, to be fair to Cambridge. And Panzer was inside the box, and he was brought down by Kisori, probably one of Maldini's probably toughest nights in a town shirt so far. Not his best night, and gave a penalty away again. It was something you couldn't really argue. I think you'd be screaming for it if it had been us. And I just went, oh shit. And you're thinking, well, this looks like it's going to be 2-1, but Knight took the penalty, and all I can say is, what a save! So many times you sort of say to the goalkeeper, sometimes stay where you are. And Knight did go down the middle, and obviously Jackson's took his leg out to the left and saved it, and the whole ground for the away end erupted. Over 1,000 Mariners fans erupted to that. It was like, I actually couldn't believe he'd saved it, and you kind of started to feel like it may be Town's night, but again they kept on coming, and Panzu was next. He missed having a shot from distance, but didn't do much from it. Jackson Smith then claimed the cross from Bennett on the lap before Walker and Vernon were the first two people to come on for Tory and Green as the Mariners made their first two subs. Rogers won a corner after a low pull back from Justin was cleared, and it eventually led to another flag kick, this time on the opposite corner kick, you should say, really. I don't like that term, flag kick. I really don't, for some reason. I don't know why they started to call it that, I don't know. Where Dawes' 20-yard strike took a deflection. That could have gone anywhere, but the fact that Clark took the shot on really worked. Vernon took it and found Cook, but Andy's header just dropped wide of the post, unfortunately. Elliot Nevitt and Corey Smith came on for Apari and Mpanzu. They didn't make any changes about 74 minutes. Again, Cook worked his socks off, but he couldn't work an opening this time. But for a shot, after Walker did well to get the ball in the midfield, Manzo was inches wide of the near post with a strike from the edge of the box. You could definitely tell going into the last 10 minutes it was evening out. Town were getting chances, but both teams were. It was starting to get end to end again. James Brophy came on for Mayor, and Mcjannett, but one of the best players of the night really for the Mariners, had an absolute blinder, and he stopped a possible certain shot on goal by Cambridge. A foul by Kazori on Knight. Kazori had to be careful because he was obviously on a yellow after the penalty. You're thinking, don't do anything stupid, but luckily it was only a foul. Brophy's ball was headed away, and Knight eventually sent it back into the box. Smith came off his line and punched it well clear. Dwell Warren came on for Clarkador. With a minute to go. It was sort of like, heading into injury time. You're thinking, take a point. People, I think, would have been quite happy with a point, I think, initially to start with, because you're thinking, well, we've had that penalty saved, and you're thinking, well, after that, you'll take a point if you get one. A home corner followed moments afterwards, but the referee spotted an infringement, which I didn't notice at the time, and blew for free kick. Then 8 minutes of injury time was shown up, and you're thinking, if there's one thing Town are good at, it's injury time, especially when you get enough of it. From the corner, the scenes happened, shall we say. A good corner in by Chad was headed away by Sully Kai. Tory played it back. I think it was Tory. He played it back to Chaz. Chaz swung the ball back in. Fantastic. It kind of sort of came off one of their players and sort of landed in the mix again. Eastwood missed it, and Mcjannett was there just in the right place to just really slide it home. It wasn't pretty, but it didn't have to be. But boy, did the stadium go. If there was a roof on it, it would have been blown off by the Mariners fans. It was absolutely phenomenal. I was sat at home watching it. I think I may have woke up some neighbours. It was that much of a massive win, which, to be fair, 1,032 travelling supporters for Tuesday night is absolutely insane. And this is really the kind of result that I know, and I think everyone knew that we needed. I think it makes the Chesterfield result now sting less, because since that result, obviously we've won the last two. How Cambridge didn't score more in that first half is beyond me, but it shows what Town is made of. This is Cambridge, who had only lost one game all season at home, and we'd only lost 6 on the road all season, so we're one of the strongest teams away from home, and you could see it was 2 really, really good football teams. It was a good football match, even for neutral if they'd watched it. A real good football match, and for the Mariners to come away with a massive win, puts us back in the playoff places on 74 points, just a point ahead of Chesterfield. Swindon on Saturday is big. It's huge. But I'm not going to get carried away. I can't afford to get carried away. But yes, what I will say is a win on Saturday, and I will reiterate this in the preview for Swindon. A win on Saturday will guarantee Town a playoff place, which would just be immense. We haven't played a football league playoff since 2005, and we're this close to it, but we've got a job to do, and so does Swindon. So if you travelling back from Cambridge, safe travels back everybody that went there, but 1,032, immense. Let me know what you guys thought about that. I'm on cloud nine. I'm on cloud nine because it also guarantees that we at least won't finish lower than what we did with that win. So that is sort of like, that's progression. Artel always talks about progression. That's progression in itself. So 2 more games of this really amazing season. And I think we need 1 more win to assure the playoffs. I know some people might look at the league and go, ooh, top 3 might not be out of the question. We're 4 points off that, but I think we need to sort of look and 1 more win would guarantee it. Let's see if lads can do it. Leave me your thoughts down below, and I could hear all the fans sort of through my TV. They were loud, they were constant. It was amazing, the atmosphere. I would have loved to have been there. I wish I could have been there this season, but there we go. But let me know your thoughts down below on this. Can we now be dreaming of the playoffs? 2 games to go. 1 more win will confirm it. Hopefully we can get it this coming Saturday against Ian Holloway's Swindon. But leave me your thoughts down below. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I will see you in the big preview, obviously, against Swindon. Like I said, leave me your thoughts down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, guys, up the Mariners, and nearly there. But like I said, we cannot count our chickens. But I'll see you very soon. Ta-da for now.